Welcome everybody to episode 8 of the Queens and Sneakers Show. We'll do this one in English because we have two guests with a big international reach and because we want to talk to all of you and reach all the queens and kings around the globe. We're here today again in Prospect 11 in the beautiful city of Amsterdam. Thank you Angelo Bromet for making available the space. Thank you for Irish Fana Richters for decorating the space with your beautiful art. Thank you Celeste and Wayta for being here. Maartje is here again. And let's get it started.
Yes, so as usual, we kick off our podcast with what you're wearing, what shoes you're wearing, of course, why you're wearing those shoes, and maybe you can introduce a little bit what you do and who you are. So, Celeste.
Hi everyone. So my name is Celeste. I'm now still 28, but when the video is coming out, I'll be 29. I live in Amsterdam and a little bit in the States as well. What I'm wearing, so I really like to color coordinate my whole outfit every time. So sneakers with my clothes and even accessories. That's what I really like to do. And today I'm wearing the Nike Dunk High. I think they're now called Varsity Maze, but they're officially, like when they released in 1999, they were goldenrod and they were made really popular by Wu-Tang, and they even released it, but then they had the Wu-Tang logo on the side. Wish I had those, but I didn't. But I still really love this colorway, so that's why I bought this release. I've been doing Celmatique for I think 6 or 7 years. I just lose count sometimes. And it's basically, other people who see me and especially on Instagram would say, she's an influencer, and that's definitely also part of what I do. But for people who know me, they know that I'm also very involved with like other creative projects and styling and graphic design even. So I'm also starting a new brand together with my brother. So it's a little more than that, but I think that's the shortest way to explain it.
And I think you're mostly known for your style as well, right?
Yes, that's very true. Yeah, for mostly colorful style and for sure. Yeah.
I remember from when you said 6 or 7 years, I felt long because I remember I traced you down some long time ago.
Yeah.
And you were like I always remember you as Celeste with colors. Like
that's true, very true. And that's definitely. Well, I started blogging because that's actually how it started when I was still studying journalism, and that was in 2014.
Can you imagine?
So, and now we're here.
Children, this can happen when you start a blog back in 2014.
Yeah, back in the day, exactly.
Yeah.
And at that time, nobody knew what blogging and influencer didn't even exist. That was like... Everyone told me when I started this, like, okay, but how does that work? How are you gonna make money? That it wasn't a thing. So, yeah.
What is an influencer to you? How would you do? Because it's like a very broad term, and people smack it on everybody.
To be honest, it's the same as saying like you have rappers and rappers who would prefer to be called as an artist and not necessarily a rapper. So I see it as. It's such a broad, I never really felt like I'm a typical influencer, mainly because I always kind of operated with a vision, not necessarily, I'm gonna just take pictures of myself and here you go. There was always a bigger meaning to it, but obviously Instagram, because it's so fast and on the surface, it portrays it like that, which I kind of, I get that, but an influencer, there could be a lot of meanings to it, so I also don't really know. But I understand that people, I'm okay with that. If they're like, Celeste is an influencer, sure, that's all good.
I think that's quite positive because I feel like a lot of people really hate being called an influencer.
Well, the thing is, for me, I think, I don't think inspirator is an actual word, but I like that a lot more than influence, because for me, influence feels like you are giving away a part of yourself or not of yourself, but it's more like it's influencing you so much that you're like, it's like inspirator is more like you're adding to it.
Yeah.
And influencing is more like you're taking it. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't like the...
There's a power dynamic.
Yeah,
maybe.
there's a power dynamic in there. But maybe it's just me. But that's why I'm not a fan of the word. But yeah.
You're an inspirator. I like that.
Inspirator,
Yeah.
yeah.
Nice. Good.
Okay.
Settled.
Yeah.
Like
Well,
that.
yeah.
Yes, I am Wayta. I'm 35 years old. I'm a photographer and an art director. I live in Amsterdam. Have lived in New York for a while. Some people call me OG because I've been here since 2008, so that's a long time. I'm wearing a very feminine outfit today. Usually I'm a little bit more tomboyish, but I feel like after the lockdown was lifted, I feel like every day I go outside it's a party. So that's why I'm wearing this outfit today. And I'm wearing the Jordan 4's Guava Ice. Jordan 4 is one of my favorite models, and also I feel Jordan 4 is like a classic, a staple in a sneaker collection. Yeah, me and Celeste have been talking about this shoe for a while. It's been on my mind for so long. I even put some money aside for it and hoped to win a raffle. Didn't though. And then a few months ago I caved and I just bought it resale. It hurt, but I'm still happy that I did.
But don't you feel like lockdown is being lifted, that I feel like, I have a closet full of clothes and now I can go somewhere and it's almost too much pressure to wear something. Like, I want to wear this and that and that. And you only have like one day, one outfit.
No, I don't really have pressure, but it's definitely not like I think I have all the colors of sweatsuits in of the rainbow. But I feel like ever since we can go out to dinner or have drinks, I'm like, okay, buy a sweatsuit. Let me get the dresses and the tops and the. And me and Celeste have a very big closet as well, so we don't necessarily need for every day I can wear a new outfit. So.
Well, I kind of do understand what you're saying, but yeah, it was really funny because I remember when everything opened up. Well, it's also when I was in the States, everything was different there because everything was kind of still open. So which is crazy, but so I had a kind of like escape from the whole feeling imprisoned in the Netherlands vibe. So I got a little taste of, this is what freedom feels like. But now I kind of do understand, like, okay, I'm going outside. You feel like now all of your sweats and stuff are taking a little break. I'm like, okay, now I can wear all the other things again.
Exactly.
That's true. Yeah.
But I even had it in lockdown that I sometimes went crazy to go to the grocery store.
Yeah.
And people were like, "Are you okay?"
Yeah.
Very okay.
I'm just gonna get a bag of rice.
Yeah. I mean, I'm outside.
I'm outside.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Yeah.
And Carmen.
Yeah, we all know these, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I'm on the SK level. Yeah, I'm a big fan of Skepta. The things he does, his music, but also the things he does in Lagos, Nigeria, with all the streetwear brands and supporting young and upcoming artists. And what he does in London, giving people, a platform, because he's older, he's like 38 or something. So he's like creating space for new voices and people. So yeah, I like, his shoes are always a bit wavy, so I really like them. It's my first tailwinds. They're a bit tight, so the fit is not what I'm used to, but I do like them.
Yeah, they're dope.
Yeah, they're dope.
Yeah.
Yeah, I cannot keep my eyes off them. I have them too, but every time, whenever I have something blue or purple on, it's like, yes.
Finally.
I them again.
Yeah, I have some trouble styling them because I've said before that I always wear shoes with a very white base because I wear mainly black. And this is a bit like, I was like, this is okay, but I like it to pop somewhere. This doesn't really pop, but it's just cool-ish.
Yeah, but I feel like because you're wearing black,
exactly.
the shoes pop.
Yeah.
Still
Yeah, but I
makes
still
it
miss the
pop.
white, I think. with all the black, but that's maybe what I'm used to.
Yeah.
Because that's like my shoe is always like the brightest thing in my whole look and my
And
lipstick.
you're not a sock. You're not someone who likes to top it off with a matching sock or something.
Yeah, we're big on socks.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
very,
Like,
like
we
I
need
even
to
have matching
wear
socks. Right?
matching socks.
Yeah, I'm into the white socks lately because it's more comfortable. But no, with low tops, I hardly wear socks. With high tops, I do wear socks. With low tops,
Interesting.
no. It's maybe also because I'm freaking tall, right? So every trousers ever since my 13th birthday have been too short. So always, like, showing my ankles was always a thing somehow.
Yeah, Sonna had that too.
Yeah, true.
Remember?
Yeah.
Yeah. But then Rocky has it too. Rocky's even a bit taller than I am.
Oh,
She
yeah,
does
true.
wear socks. So
I
she
always
kind of,
have to like make them shorter.
Yeah.
Yeah, same. With these, well, if I sit down, you can see my shoes, but if I stand up,
Yeah,
it's
same.
like
Same. If I stand up,
my
you only see this.
That's cute for somebody that sells. Like, yes, I want that. Oh, that's
I
cool.
get that.
Maartje.
Yes, so continuing your UK vibe, I think it was 2017. I was in London and there was the drop of these Nike Dunk basements, and of course I happened to be there, so I had to go to the pop-up shop. And we queued up in the rain. It was July, but of course it rained in London. And what I really love about the shoe, of course, that it's a collaboration with The Basement, which is a UK collective with like all young people. I think most of them were 14 at the time. And yeah, just it looks like a basic shoe, but it's not, because it has all these different kinds of materials. And I know that they did a lot of research for the materials as well. And I love that now the suede is getting a little bit dodgy and grey, but the leather is still nice. And then this looks, yeah, everything is starting to come alive, which I like because it's a skate shoe. So in my opinion, that's also like allowed almost. It's one of the only shoes that are allowed for me to get a bit dirty. And to continue that like skatery vibe, I wanted to wear my cargo pants and my Linkin Park t-shirt. Yeah.
Dope.
Nice.
I also feel like because there are two different materials, the crease doesn't really need necessarily is that apparent, right?
Yeah, because on the toe box where you usually see the crease, it's like cottony material.
Yeah.
And usually with the leather, of course,
it creases very easily. Yeah.
Very easily.
But it does get a little bit white on where it creases. Because I think that's just where the material gets a bit damaged.
Yeah, okay.
But my friend still has them new in the box, and mine look very old.
I can't tell from here. From here they look fresh.
No,
Yeah.
from here
Same.
they look super clean.
Yeah.
Thanks. Yeah, but I think the common theme here between you two is color, of course. Right?
Definitely. Yeah.
So how would you say, what role does that play in your life, color? How did that come about?
What doesn't?
Yeah,
it
what
play?
doesn't?
Yeah. So for me, color has always been, like my parents are both in the fashion industry. So when we were kids, they kind of like, they were always very fond of expressing yourself through clothing. When you see my parents, you're like, oh, that's where it's coming from. So for me, color is, it's expression, obviously, but it's also emotion. It's a message. It's a lot, because everything around you has color. So that's definitely, I've never had a period in my life that I didn't wear color. And I also will probably never stop wearing color. But it means a lot for me.
Yeah, for me too. I think for me it's a combination of my culture. So my dad is Sudanese and my mom is Indonesian, both very colorful cultures. And then I grew up with hip hop culture, which is also very colorful. And I own more black pieces than Celeste. I feel like Celeste is really the color girl. And I'm just not afraid of color. Not necessarily that I need to wear color, but I'm definitely not afraid. And I feel like I grew up with like Dapper Dan and like the I just like extravagance, and I think color comes with that.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I agree.
I feel like everyone, especially in Amsterdam or in the Netherlands in general, can be very toned down, and I don't necessarily feel you need to be toned down. I feel like you can be as loud as you want and be as expressive if you want.
But that obviously goes with who you are as a person. I always say the better you know yourself, the better you know how to dress and express yourself.
Definitely.
So for a lot of people, and I mean, there's also people who love to wear darker colors or black because that's who they are, or that's what they like, and that's how they can express themselves, which is obviously really great. And for me, that's just never been the case. But there's also a lot of people who are afraid to wear color or don't know how to do that.
Especially in this country.
Especially in this country, or in countries that are, I would say, mostly don't have the greatest weather. So, and in that area, I'm like, yeah, that's where I could possibly help if you're interested. But for other people, that it's obviously always your own, what you prefer. But I think that's where it's coming from. So for me, and think for Wayta as well, that it's a really good way for us to express our personality.
Yeah,
basically.
definitely. Yeah.
Do you also play with, well, you are partly your work, you as well, but you're also an art director. How do you play with sneakers and colors in work? Is it always two fixed elements of whatever you're going to bring? Is it part of why you get hired?
Well, that's actually how content creation started with me, because I didn't really do anything online. I was a very offline person, and billboards and that sort of stuff. But when I go to a shoot, I also look like this. And people started asking me, "Oh, are you the model?" And I'm like, "No, I'm not."
Not today.
But thanks. And then a friend of mine just told me, like, just throw it on the gram. Like, why not? And that's how it kind of rolled into what it's now. But it's not mixed. I think it's like it's married together for me. I can talk for Celeste, but
no, it is. I mean, I started well, first of all, because my parents were already so basically in the fashion industry, and always, like me and my brother, we were raised that way, and expressing yourself, like when you see that from a young age, that's something you just do automatically. So even in school, in high school, I was always so different and so like vibrant. But I think because I kind of owned it, people, because sometimes when you're different, you get bullied, right? But for some reason, people always, saw, okay, she's owning it. That's just kind of cool. But yeah, I remember when I was younger, people were always like saying like, "Oh, you have such a very different style." Even when, like, I think when I was like 14, that already started. So and I always heard from people like, "Yeah, you always wear so much color, but no, that doesn't look good on me." And I was like, I don't know whoever told you that,
a lot.
but that's just something, you kind of. And then I felt like, okay, maybe I can do something, and I started posting photos on my blog, because it's actually funny. My blog started as a dance, like a blog about dancing, because I used to be a dancer for a long time, actually, until I was 21, and that's how it kind of started. Transitioning into from dancing to fashion more, and have people like basically showing like, hey, this is also you can also dress like this, and I made like collages with different items, and that's how I started. So yeah, it goes hand in hand for sure.
Sweet.
I think that's quite strong, because if you are so different from everyone you're growing up with, it's so easy to just do what everyone else is doing, but just to stick to what you know.
Yeah, and I think I mean, Wayta is one of my best friends. I think we both have that. I think foundation is so important. So if you have a family that you grow up with, and that really, so supports you in whatever you do in your expression, and you really feel loved, that is so important for your own identity, and to stick to, okay, I know I'm different, but I'm just gonna own it. So I think that's also very, not a lot of people have that, which I'm very aware of, and I also kind of try to spread that in what I do with Celmatique, especially on my blog. So yeah, that's definitely something that helped me. Like my parents were so, even with all the choices I made, like I didn't finish school because I stopped, like I studied journalism and I stopped. When I was doing dance academy, I also was like, I could do more. I'm not finishing this. And they were always like, along the way, they were like, yeah, just trust her process and how she, you know, like let her follow her heart. And I think that's so important. So, yeah.
You both, we discussed it a bit off camera, stories. And you both mentioned expression, cultural backgrounds, upbringing. How important are stories in styling to both of you, or even in sneakers?
It's everything for me. Like I would never wear something if I didn't know what I was wearing.
No, we're the types that really, the heritage and the story and the history of it is so important.
Yeah. And I also feel if I didn't know what I was wearing, I also don't know what I'm expressing.
Yeah.
And then why am I wearing it? Yeah.
Reminds me, sorry, I'm laughing because I have these images in mind that you see somebody with a t-shirt and like, do you know what you have on your t-shirt?
Exactly.
For example, the Linkin Park t-shirt, I've seen that at H&M. So I already know that a lot of people just wear it because they thought, oh, just a fun print.
Cool. Yeah. Or
but
metallic, you know, the metallic
t-shirt.
Yeah.
So I would never.
I always ask them like, name one song.
Name one song.
Yeah.
Of who?
Yeah.
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 True. No, it's like it all comes back to identity. I feel like, especially with sneakers, and nowadays we all know that, you know, it's like certain models are very hyped and they're bringing out new releases, which is cool, but at the same time, we really value the story behind it so much that it would be so dope if that would have been like involved more into the releases. But yeah, it's like what Wayta said, like your expression and who you are, the more you know who you are, the more you can express it. And I feel like that also counts with what you're wearing, as in if you're wearing a sneaker and you don't have a clue what the story is, then okay, so you wear it for other reasons. And I guess, yeah, we're just not like that. We really like to go in depth and see, okay, what is the story behind it, and the whole, that's what keeps the culture so alive. Yeah.
I also feel that's what style is.
Yeah, for
Style
sure.
is what you are.
Yeah, what you are.
Not necessarily what you buy and
No,
put on your body.
sure.
Yeah.
It's an expression.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that that's also what I really love about your style, both of you, is that when people think about someone who wears sneakers, it's immediately those like certain brands, right? Stussy, Pata, Supreme. And what I like about you guys is that I probably don't know the brands that you're wearing, but it's the way you wear it, right?
Yeah.
It's the style, how you style it, and the color combinations in this case.
Yeah.
How
Thank
you make
you, by
it.
the way.
Thanks. Yeah.
No, but that also makes me think like, oh, why am I wearing this Supreme brand when maybe this... I think that's also why I like vintage now so much.
Yeah, vintage still.
Same
yes,
for us.
We also love vintage.
We have vintage days.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where we
For
go
sure.
vintage shopping.
That's the only
Yeah.
shopping we still actually do. Not like I like online shopping.
Yeah.
But vintage is something I don't do online. I
No.
love to do vintage shopping.
Yeah.
And also not just clothes, also like home vintage shopping. But yeah. So
And I think
true.
for me, a big thing is quality. And I feel a lot of overhyped things, definitely Supreme, is just very bad quality.
Yeah.
I think I've bought a Supreme t-shirt once and I couldn't wear it after like a month.
And it's
It
also
started, like,
I
paling
think it also
already.
kind of depends, because for me, when I'm, I don't know, summer vacation, or I don't mind spending some money on some tops that I might not be wearing the next year, because it's not. So it also kind of depends on the item and how long. Like I have really investment pieces and I care about quality, but sometimes you also might just, I don't know, buy a t-shirt at H&M and be okay with it. So I kind of, it's all about that balance. Like, okay, you know, you can, I think that's also style. You can make something look really good or like well together if you have that sense of, you know, of styling it. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you had to express yourself in one shoe, if we talk about style and identity. Okay, 2 or 3. Let's make it
Like a
easier.
model or like
Model, colorway, I don't know how specific you can be.
Oh, okay.
If it's just a model, that's fine too. I'm curious, and then I want to hear the story behind it, the why.
Okay. Well, I've always said that it's really difficult, but I've always said that Jordan 1 is still my favorite model. And also because there are so many colorways, but I have to say I actually also have a lot of dunks, and they have much more bolder and brighter colorways. Also love the Jordan 4s. So basically, this is an impossible question to answer.
Okay, but I only let Jordan and
Celeste
Nike
talk, and I still don't have an answer.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Any
I think
favorites?
in general, I grew up with basketball and basketball culture. So any basketball shoe I would buy if the colorway and the story is dope. And I don't necessarily wear a lot of Air Maxes, runners, that sort of that type of
which
stuff.
is funny. I never really did actually.
Well, I had a moment with the with the 3 dogs. I wanted all the colorways, and I don't even know how many shoes that was. There was like the classics, and then you had the blacks and
the only I had the Air Max 90 infrareds. And I had a few others too.
I think Powerwall was 5 series with 6 different Air Maxes. I remember me and Aruna were the only girls in the line because that's when camping was still a thing. And I was like, I want all the black ones, all the white ones, and but that was a moment.
Were you able then also to buy every color?
Yeah, so when I still worked at Concrete Store, we had an in with someone that worked for Nike Black Label, and then we stood in line and we could buy everything, but I was young, so I didn't have the money to buy everything. but I eventually bought a lot.
You said something about being the only girls in line. How do you feel, because you both have been wearing sneakers for quite some years, how do you feel about the times that we live in and how that's shifting?
I feel like we need more, we don't necessarily need women's, we need more, include all the sizes. Like why, it's just like, okay, I don't, that's the only thing I'm like, okay, I don't really get it. But because what happens is that sometimes they release a shoe and then they don't come in women's sizes, but then they also don't come in smaller sizes, and then you're just basically screwed because we both have small feet. So,
well, initially these didn't come in women's sizes, so I'm happy with the re-release. But I'm also getting very tired of women's releases and the pink. Like, who decided women need
also
pink
the
shoes?
recent Jordan 6 that released with the golden.
The white and the
so
blush
girly,
pink.
which I mean, it's cute, but no, I'm like.
I would wear the golden pieces.
Yeah, for sure. I would take them off and put them on another shoe. But no, it's so. Yeah, to answer your question, I think we need more inclusivity and inclusive sizing, and not necessarily separate women's exclusives.
No.
I think that's the shortest answer.
How
do you feel about that?
Same.
Yeah, I agree. But I also sometimes think do there still need to be, in general, in whole cultures, things specific for women, even though we have a women's podcast? But I think everything just needs to be more neutral in general. If you,
same.
I don't know, look at Instagram pages or whatever, it's just predominantly men, maybe even white men.
I also feel like everything is so gender fluid right now, so why still do a men's and women's separately? Because I think the Oreos are also a separate release now, right? So the women's sizes and the men's sizes, I'm like, why? So
and I get lost with all the sizes. Like if it's US, I'm like, I still don't know what my women's or men's is, and the
then
difference between
if you want grade school or something, you also have to think like.
Then it's
usually I just look at the centimeters, so I know for sure.
Yeah, true.
And with clothing also, well, I'm tall, so I often have to wear men's clothing, but then I feel hella sexy when I wear guys' clothes.
Yeah.
Like, then I walk around in the men's section, people look at me like, is it for your brother or your partner or anything? I'm like, oh, it's just for me. I want to wear
Yeah,
it.
same. I do that too. But it's really funny because when I was still in high school, I used to wear my brother's clothes.
Same.
Like his pants, and then
Yeah, same.
sometimes without asking, and he was always saying like, I don't mind you wearing my clothes, but ask me. But you know how that goes in the morning, you dress yourself and you don't have time to ask him. So you just wear it and then you go. And then afterwards, my brother was like, okay, why didn't you ask me? But yeah, it's very interesting because I've always done that actually.
Yeah,
when
same.
I was a kid as well.
I used to, I wanted to walk around like Aaliyah always. And so I stole my brother's baggy pants and then like put on like a sports bra or something.
Yeah.
And I put a sweater over it because my mom would not let me go outside like that. And then when I went to school, I just took off my sweater and I'm like, hi, I'm Aaliyah.
So what I feel like is we often, not in this podcast in particular, but it often goes about quite negative things like, oh, it's now hype, it's now like this. What keeps you then engaged in sneaker culture and interested?
Well, I'm definitely not mad at hypes because sometimes I'm not necessarily that aware anymore of releases than back in the day. Back in the day, that was my life. I used to go on all the blogs and all the. There was this a forum called ML 75, and that was like the sneaker forum where everybody would tell each other what releases came out. And now I just go on Instagram and see what's what, and I don't really engage that much. So when something is a hype, it gets to me quicker. So I'm not necessarily mad at the hype. But what keeps me engaged is what we talked about before, stories and history and heritage.
Yeah, I mean, I like to think that, I am not necessarily sneakers or, I'm like, I feel like it is part of the culture I was basically, what I grew up with. So it's definitely a part of me. But I also have days where I like to wear heels sometimes, so for me it's like I keep engaged because it's definitely part of my identity, and it always has been. So it's not about like, I just like the way it looks and it complements my outfit. It's just been so in, like, what's it called, like stuck into who I am, because I started dancing when I was 4 years old. And everyone around me was my brother was a b-boy at that time. All of my friends were in the dancing scene, aka hip hop culture. So it's such a big part of who you are. So you can never really distance yourself from it. So I also don't have a certain like, now I kind of need to be more engaged into it, or it's not something you do on purposely. It just comes with it. And obviously, when it comes to what you buy and what you don't buy, is mainly, the story, how amazing do you think the colorway is, and it's different factors. And if a shoe is very hyped, but I still really, really love it, and I love the story, I'd still buy it. So it depends. It's, those different things all together.
Yeah, I don't think we're necessarily influenced by hypes.
No, definitely not.
Otherwise, I would have the J Balvins.
Yeah, exactly. when I started Celmatique, I had you have these key values of your business, and one of my key values was actually don't follow the hype. But I kind of that used to, when I just started, because I've always felt like I'm actually kind of everything that doesn't really feel hyped, but at that time, but you obviously are always a little, it also what's it called, inspires me, or of course that happens, especially if you do this for many years. But no, I don't think we are hype sensitive at all. We still, I'm very when people are super hyped about a shoe and I just don't really like the colorway, I'm gonna stick to not liking it because that's just your, your opinion.
Based on your online presence and your following, tricky question. Would you say that you maybe you can create hype, that people that follow your profiles, that are influenced by inspired by your style, that you are hype creators? That might be a negative, like people, because hype has a negative, without like negative connotations.
To be honest, yeah, I think so.
I think so, and I don't even necessarily think it's sneakers. I think it's our nails.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Our designs, we kind of like we take a lot of time designing our nails.
Everybody is watching 6 to 8 hours for a
minimum
nail.
of 6, I think.
Yeah, I've never had shorter than 6 hours. Never
and we've seen a lot of recreations, and so I think that's more of a hype than our sneakers.
Well, I do remember actually there was a time when there was the Nike shadows coming out, and they had the pastel colorway. And I remember buying them on Nike, and they were like just in stock. They weren't like a sneakers release; they were just on Nike.com. And I bought them, and I took a picture of it, and it was like everywhere. And all of a sudden, everyone wanted to. Like, I even had people texting me, DMing me like, "Oh, can I buy them from you?" And then
you mean the Air Force?
Yeah, the Air Force shadows.
Yeah.
And then a few days after, Nike released the pastel tracksuit with all the pastel. And I bought that too, and then now AliExpress has a copy of that tracksuit
with her picture, actually.
With my picture, yeah. So I feel like that might have been, I don't know if
that's like your blue,
maybe like a hype.
Your AliExpress verified.
If they use it, well, I guess no. But but I definitely agree with the nails. Like if we could have made money with how many times they've been recreated. We could have
been millionaires.
Yeah. But, so I guess, maybe.
Yeah.
I also, I don't know, is that really is that maybe we could ask you guys if that's, instead of asking us that question, do you think we are hype?
We talked about it off camera about ads and how sneakers are like becoming hype. That back in the day you had the ads, or you were flipping through a magazine or saw something on TV, and it's like that's how we wanted a certain sneaker. And now there's like hardly any ads. There's Instagram and other platforms that influences and other people wear shoes and post shoes, and then like they become more popular. And you both have a massive following, so I don't know about hype, but I'm sure, like, especially style-wise, you inspire people like, oh my gosh, look at how they combine and look what they're wearing. And I never thought of this shoe, but the way Celeste is wearing it, this could be cool, let me get it. So
maybe.
I don't know if hype is the right word, but definitely you do inspire people, I believe. I like to look at your profiles like, oh gosh, that's good. I haven't thought of it yet.
Nice.
So, definitely.
Yeah, I think, I wouldn't say, it's because what is the actual definition of hype? I think, like you could also say that for example, the nails we create, the designs we create with Monk, are maybe going viral and then being copied. I don't know if that's considered hype. You know what I mean? That's a really difficult
Maybe it's
question.
trend setting. That was like back in the day.
I guess that's more like it. Yeah, I don't think we are very hype.
If I have a brand. And if I wanted to do like my marketing, I would probably give it to both of you and tell you like, do something with, I don't have a brand, but you might, like, and then, because then I know like the way you would style it would make sense, and then a lot of people will see, and you do it in a way that probably I would like, and a lot of people would see it.
Well,
so I think
thank you.
There were a few times when I had a client meeting and they showed me a mood board. And one of our of our Instagram pictures would be in the mood board. So maybe. Yeah.
That's so sweet though.
Thank you. That's nice.
And so one thing I'm curious of is, Wayta, I know I've been following you, of course, and I know that you're getting married.
Yes.
And like, you already mentioned, Celeste, that you often every now and then also wear heels. I don't know how that's about with you, but of course you had to make a decision. What am I going to wear on that day?
Yeah. Well, I'm wearing heels for the ceremony and for the dinner. And we've actually been going back and forth to, am I wearing sneakers at the party? And what sneakers? So I bought the Low Dunks Green Glow. And that would be perfect with my dress because my dress is going to be mint green.
Oh,
But
nice.
I kind of put them together and it's slightly a different color, and then that's an error in my head, so that's a no-go. So I'm still not sure. I'm gonna buy or use a pair of sneakers I already have, but I'm not sure what pair yet. Maybe the white Oreos that I still need to buy.
That's for a good reason.
Yeah.
Will you share your pictures on your Instagram?
Yeah. Well, not a lot, but we're gonna share. Yeah.
So we should check out the Instagram
Yes.
to see what she decided to wear.
Yeah.
Nice
I think it's nice because, of course, with I'm on these Facebook groups, of course, the basement and stuff.
Yeah.
And how many times are photos of girls saying like, "Oh, I have a graduation," or "I have this like more formal occasion. What should I wear?" Just because they're not used to maybe wearing like more formal clothes, and can I even wear sneakers? I think that's also a bit of a discussion often. Like, can I wear that to a wedding or a graduation or?
Well, if
Yes, you can.
Yes.
Yeah,
sure.
I fully. I really don't agree with people that see sneakers still as sportwear. I feel that's a whole different ball game now. And I've seen so many, definitely men wearing sneakers at graduations, weddings, parties, and all of that, but also girls. And I feel sneakers with a dress is super cute. So,
Sure.
yeah.
And I think it's all about style. If you
It-
think
yes,
you can
it
wear
is
it,
about
then
that.
you can wear it. And
For
if you know how to
sure.
work with it, like I personally want us to stop confirming. No, how do you say that? Like
Fine.
like fit to the norm or whatever that norm may be.
Yeah,
Just do
yeah.
you, whatever that is.
Because I just feel like if we're talking formal wear, that sneakers are not allowed. Also
Yeah.
because
Yeah,
there's
so-
still, I think, a few restaurants in the world
Yeah.
where you're not allowed to wear sneakers
Yeah.
and you have to wear dress shoes.
Yeah.
But I feel that's so old. and
Yeah.
and I come from a generation where sneakers were the thing to wear to church. So it is already a formal thing.
The Sunday shoe.
Yeah, the Sunday shoe. Yeah.
I've never heard that. That people.
Yeah.
I know that too. So it's
Yeah.
then you have look when you clean them and you keep
Yeah.
them, and it's like
With
the one Sunday shoe.
toothbrush and everything. Yeah, that was a Sunday thing. Yeah.
Nice.
Another thing we talked about off camera, but I still want to hear it on camera. Re-releases. You're both wearing a dunk.
Yeah.
You said one of your first shoes was a dunk.
Yeah.
One of my first shoes was going to New York and buying a shitload of dunks. How do we feel about re-releases?
Yeah, so I think I don't necessarily mind them, but we've talked about this. We kind of hit this topic earlier in this conversation. That it would have been amazing if Nike would involve more history about the shoe with every re-release. So, and I noticed that they do that a lot with new collaborations or like and that.
With these, there were even like Insta Live that you saw.
Yeah. And
Really
I feel
nice.
like okay, but then especially if it's a shoe that has so much history, tell that history because people want to know. We read it. We actually read it if they do that. Yeah. So that's I don't mind the re-releasing, but just make sure you keep the heritage alive. That's
And for me, it's like I kind of feel like Nike is very comfortable in the re-releasing.
Oh, yeah.
So that doesn't mean I don't like them because I'm very happy that they released that one because I sold it with pain in my heart. But
you mean back in the day?
Yeah, back in the day. They were way too big because it wasn't my size. But So I'm very happy with some re-releases, but I also feel, okay, I get re-releases, but let's talk about innovation, let's talk about design, let's talk about a new type of shoe. I would love that also, instead of like being so comfortable in, oh, we did that, that was a hype, or that worked good, or I also feel it's a money thing sometimes. I feel like, oh, if we just re-release this will sell out right away, and then we don't have to think about it.
Put some marketing to it, and off we go.
Yeah.
But do you ever, or maybe it's an unpopular opinion, but I've been thinking about this a lot lately. Do you ever feel like a new model, so a completely new model, is a shoe that you really like? Because in my head, shoes that I really like are a bit older because they have that connection to culture or to history.
No, I actually have, like, when the Melody Asani Jordan 1s came out, that's a totally new, like, and a new collab, obviously. And that for me was like, okay, yeah, I love them. They're such a great pair. They're also very, like, the message behind it, everything. So, but I do think that the story usually adds a lot more value to it. But we definitely, I definitely have shoes that just, that they're new releases that I really love.
Yeah, but that's still a Jordan 1. I mean, like a completely different model.
You mean the Space Hippie, for example, right?
Space
That's like
Hippie,
the
Vapor Max, or...
I feel that when they did the whole deconstructing the Air Force, and I kind of liked it.
Yeah.
It's an unpopular opinion because I know a lot of, especially women, didn't like them. But I really, really liked that, and it was something totally different.
Also unpopular opinion.
Very unpopular opinion,
frown on my face before you finish this sentence. Like, oh.
I remember buying them, and one of my other friends were like, "Are you serious? These monstrosities?" But I like the deconstruction.
You mean the ones with all the
with all the laces? Yeah. You
Oh,
wore them
yeah.
once.
It was a reimagined pack.
Yes.
Because I have the Air Force One where the swoosh was basically sunken into the sole almost.
And it was like laced up all on the back.
Yeah,
And
a couple of different...
you wore them.
I know.
Yeah. I really like that.
I love those too.
For me, it's even tough to look at the shoe and see the design and like or dislike the design, because often I kind of like what I see visually, but to me it feels like lazy. Like, oh, you just have an Air Force One, we just gotta take all the elements off and just smack. That kind of feels lazy somehow to me.
No, for me a re-release sounds lazy.
Yeah.
That for me is reimagining
that's
a
like
shoe.
The top of lazy, but then I'm like, stop touching those Air Force Ones and just focus on a new design of something.
I don't know. I feel like the Air Force One sole is just a popular sole because Bathing Ape uses them as well. So I feel like that's just the sole you are used to. And I think like the high tech shoe, the what's it called, the Vibrant shoe that high tech uses. I forgot the name. It's with a yellow thing on the That's also a sole that a lot of different brands use. Filling Pieces uses them as well. So I feel like you can just take something and make your own design with it. I really, really like that. Yeah.
Sweet. Do you have statements, Maartje? Because we almost...
Ooh. Yeah, I have a couple.
Maartje said she made a statement especially based on a post that Celeste done
earlier this week.
Yeah, because I saw a picture of a lot of dunks that you posted.
Yeah.
And you said dunk or dunk SB.
Yeah.
Because to me there's a big difference.
There is a big difference.
So if you had to choose.
That's so difficult. Okay, so I feel like the Dunk SB has so many amazing and rare collaborations with artists and different brands, but I like the model itself from the normal Dunk better.
I'm the other way around.
Yeah. Me too.
I feel the Dunk SB is so more, like, way more comfortable. It has like cushioning, so I feel like that's almost...
I'm just not a big fan of the thicker
Tongue?
Oh, the tongue?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's actually what I like about
Me
it.
too.
Yeah, the thick tongue. It's
Yeah,
almost
personal.
like a house slipper, almost, but then really dope.
But I mean, it's still hard to pick. But if I have to choose, I'd still say dunk.
You?
Me dunk. SB is skates, and I have never that's not my lane. So
Okay.
and it reminds me of my high school. I had skate. I'm 36 now, right? So skate was in fashion. So you had boys and girls with white trousers, and then they wouldn't really lace their shoes, which is why you fit in. So I always have, when I see SB, I always have that. That wasn't me.
Picture in your head.
Me.
Okay.
But a regular dunk, definitely.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
I used to have those really white skate shoes, and then neon green laces in one shoe and
Thicker
neon
ones,
orange laces in the other.
And the
I had
tongue is
that
always
too.
a bit thick. No, never.
Yeah.
But I also feel the SB dunks are a little bit harder to get because they're in only skate shops.
Yeah, true.
So
And to me, it feels a bit, because I don't appeal to skate culture, it feels a bit as if I'm just going, it's not my, it's not that what I relate to. So I think I should stay away from those shoes because it's not my lifestyle. That's how I kind of feel. I only have that with that shoe, very particular.
Maartje, you said only in skate, but that's not because I had a win on the sneakers app with the SB Dunk Chicago, and that was on the sneakers app.
Yeah.
So sometimes
the sneaker app sometimes has them.
Yeah. But I also have we both actually do have the
Celtics.
invert Celtics dunks.
Oh yeah, I have those too, and I was so afraid that you guys were gonna wear them.
Oh,
So I didn't wear them today.
They were on the shelf
They
with
are
another outfit,
also
but
so good.
Yeah.
You either hate it or love it, but when I saw they were releasing those, I was like, I need those.
Yeah.
That's so amazing.
Immediately.
Yeah,
Did you call and check to see what shoes you would be
No,
wearing?
we didn't.
Oh.
No, I actually.
But
I was also very busy today.
But
But usually
I did see your outfit, and I knew you're not gonna wear these for sure.
Yeah,
Because it's not
for sure. Yeah.
yeah.
But we didn't. No, we actually.
But
didn't.
it actually happens a lot that we don't call each other, and then we go somewhere, and then we have either the same outfit or the same sneakers on. So we're used to it, so we never really call each other anymore. Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Another one. So you
Did you answer the question?
SB.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Sorry.
Yeah, so it's SB Dunk Dunk.
Yeah. So you have
High
to.
top or low top? Sorry.
Oh, that was one of my questions.
Oh, sorry.
Okay. But in general, dunk.
In general, but
Okay. I want to know for dunk.
Yeah, you go first.
I don't know.
So difficult. So I have
Because
a
it's
theory.
also
I feel
a weather thing.
Yeah. Plus, just gonna say I have short legs.
Yeah.
So when I wear high tops, my legs appear to be even shorter. That's in my head, but that's how I feel sometimes.
Yeah, we're just short.
Yeah, and with low dunks, you don't really have that. So for example, when I wear shorter things, or I like to wear the lower ones, but with some things higher. So
Yeah, so that's why I said it's a weather thing.
Yeah.
Because in the summer, I never
Lower.
really like wearing high tops
Yeah.
because I like skirts and dresses, and then I
same.
really
And then
like the
lower
low
is
tops.
nicer,
But
yeah.
in the winter, also because I'm always cold, I'm cold right now, then I like a higher shoe. So for
Yeah.
me, it's a weather thing, not necessarily either or.
And also colorway also depends,
Yeah.
because I feel like these are, I like, if they would release low, then I would have liked the
Yeah, me
high
too.
ones
Yeah, me
much
neither.
better. But for example, the what's it called, what's the name, the orange ones are called Syracuse.
yeah.
Syracuse. Those ones I like better low than high. So
Yeah.
depends on the colorway.
And
as
also
well.
on the model, because I
Yeah.
don't really wear high top Air Forces, but I wear low top Air Forces.
Yeah. Yeah. So, but
Yeah.
she specifically asked dunk.
Dunk.
But
Yeah.
dunk is a weather
don't
thing.
know. You high probably?
Yeah. High.
Okay. I knew.
Though
for
I'm
some
starting
reason
to
I
like
knew that.
but then low top because it's like wide. I don't know. I like Jordan ones, Dunks, high, Air Force ones, low. I don't know. It's something with the silhouette and the shape
just
of
like
your
it's
foot when
slim.
you look down, and the trousers or whatever I'm gonna wear on top. Because I have a low Dunk Disrupt. I only wear it when I have like trousers like that both of you are wearing, like that's wide and it's like covering.
Yeah.
I would not wear them with something with my long leg. Never.
But see, it depends. It really depends. So when I'm wearing more like summery shorter stuff, or I'd say long, and also depending on colorway. So difficult question.
Maartje, Dunk, high or low?
I think season doesn't play a role for me because when I wear like a tennis skirt, I also like high top shoes. But I think just low in general. I have way more low shoes. I only have like 3 pairs of high top shoes, I think. Next episode, I'll wear one.
Nice
I do want to add, I tend to wear lower shoes more often because of the convenience. Because high top,
like lacing.
Yeah.
I
can slip into a low Dunk, not even lace them, just go about my day.
Destroy the back? Or you don't destroy?
No, I can't even do that with my nails, so I have a shoe
horn.
Yeah, horn.
Shoe horn.
That's how I broke my
Yeah, I never do that.
I was trying to slip in quickly because I was rushing. Gone.
Yeah, otherwise I can get in these shoes.
Yeah.
I need a horn.
Shoe
Good
horn.
one. Do you use a horn as well or no?
I don't actually. I just lace them like very loosely and then.
Nice.
Should we do one more?
Yes.
Sure.
Okay, you have to choose one material. Suede, like smooth leather, or synthetic. Or maybe even cotton as well.
I would choose suede.
Leather.
Why?
I think suede is just fancy. I think it makes the shoe more luxurious, more, I don't want to say expensive, because all shoes are expensive.
Maybe feels more expensive.
But it feels more like a gift or something.
I love suede as well, but for me it's more like smooth leather for me is more everyday.
Yeah.
So if I have to choose, like if you say to me, okay, you can never wear suede again or never smooth, I would say never wear suede again. So I'd choose smooth. But yeah, obviously it's like a mixing of different materials is even better.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think smooth leather because it's more wearable every day. It's like also weather conditions a lot more convenient. So
yeah,
smooth leather for me.
Yeah, suede is definitely ideal weather type.
I have
material.
Also the Dunk veneer. There's suede as well, and
Yeah.
they're just like I have to be so picky when wearing them.
Yeah.
And the Celtics are suede as well.
Yeah.
It's just it's the extra careful shoe.
Yep.
Carmen?
Yeah.
Smooth.
Yeah?
Suede is too delicate. Like
Yeah, it's
I'm not delicate at all. I'm clumsy and goofy, so it's like, don't even go there. No. And somehow suede feels more relaxed, and I'm always on the go. I play a lot of sports. It's like I have a more.
Oh, you feel like you're gonna fuck them up?
Yeah, but even in my imagination of how I see suede is more delicate and relaxed, and smooth leather is more like because the sneaker for me is very on the go shoe as well.
Yeah, because
Well, I'm definitely on edge when I wear suede shoes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
exactly.
I don't want people around me. I'm like,
You could have worn them last year, like when people were keeping the distance.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
yes, no one wears suede shoes. Nobody's coming close.
Yeah.
You?
Suede.
Suede, I knew it.
But I always have problems with my bike. When I take my bike and you put
oh yeah,
thingies. To leave. What's that called? I don't know. To leave.
The stand.
Yeah, it's
basically.
always a problem.
Yeah.
And
I have that too with my bike.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But suede mostly. And actually, I didn't have that included, but I also really like satin shoes.
Ooh, yes.
Yeah. Love. Don't have a lot.
But
of
that's
satin
even
there.
more delicate.
Yeah.
I think.
Very delicate.
I have the Jordan 1 satins, and I
Oh, wow.
never wear them actually, just because I'm just too afraid. Also because my my pants go over it, and if it rains, my pants will hit
gets
the
wet.
satin, and I'm like, no, I can't deal with that. Yeah.
That were my,
Those were your...
yeah.
I think we almost up to an hour. So what we normally do is shout outs. Who should fly in your DM, send you email, spread love? Where can we find you, and what do you want people to reach out for? You all have a camera, so you can flirt with your camera and do a little shout out, or shout out to your mummy, your future husbands, your boyfriends.
Future husband.
Are you engaged?
No, not
Okay.
yet.
Just speaking it into
When
present.
you know, right?
Yeah. He doesn't know it yet.
Shout out to Sean.
Okay.
Shout out to my parents, shout out to my brother, shout out to my fiance. You can find me at Team Wayta or by Team Wayta if you want to see my work.
Woo.
Ooh.
Shout out to Sean, shout out to my parents, shout out to all my friends who are watching, and you can find me on at Celmatique and celmatique.com. Thank you for watching.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching, everyone. This was our first episode in English. So if you like and want to see more in English, let us know, because we don't mind doing it. And of course, yeah, so I think that's it for now. If you haven't watched the other episodes, they're in Dutch, but do it. So yeah, thank you for watching till the end. This is it.
Thank you, Wayta.
Thank you for
Thank you
having
for
us.
having us. It was so much fun. Yeah.
Thank you.